Hi, it's Christine from the channel Christine and Celeste, and today I wanted to share my black and white tarot because, as you know, I'm a colorful person. I love color. I love a lot of color in my tarot decks. However, I've noticed that I have a few black and white, which surprised me when I looked at them closely. I thought, why did I buy all these black tarot? Well, my first tarot was black and white. And I don't know if I was 15 or 16 when I bought it. And it's the new tarot deck now. I'm losing the box. You know, it's a 1974. It's the second edition. And I bought it because I found a book that I found really interesting about cards and psychology. And I didn't know anything about tarot. And then the reference of the book was this tarot. A lot of tarot were used, but mainly this one. And this one was just sitting next to it. And I thought, well, if I want to understand the book, I'll get the deck. So my first tarot was a black and white. It's by, because I forgot recently to give all the artists, by Hurley and Horler. I found it recently again in a French-Canadian edition, so you can still find it around. Now, the guidebook is one of the things I'm losing too. It's all taped, and so it's a sheet like this with all the cards, right? It's quite a crude tarot, and I think at the time, you know, in the 70s, I think it's from San Francisco, somewhere like that, fashion was about, discovering a lot of drugs, sexuality, and all that, I suppose. But at the same time, it's a very deep tarot and a wonderful tool. So I managed to get a third edition in case, you know, I lose these ones because they're all yellow and I'm scared they're going to start disintegrating too, like the box. So it's not for everyone. And for a first tarot, you know, it wasn't gentle and all nice, but I didn't know any better. At the same time, I used it and really enjoyed it for a lot of years. There's nudity, just in case. And I could really picture myself in this story. Where am I? Am I here or here? And then the whole story would unfold. I just find it, I don't know, very interesting. So that was my first, which I still use today. Then I have many, I don't think in order. I think I didn't get any for a long time. And then I saw the Gorgon's Tarot, and I just, with the round cards, and I just thought, oh, I want to try that. So it was a Schiffer Publishing, and it's by Dolores Ficci. Now, it's a very nice little box, and you can see there's the book here, oops, and the cards are absolutely giant, right? So the book, I like the format. It's a really neat book. So it starts with bits and bobs, then the arcana, the suits, and bibliography. Does it show? Yes, it shows the cards. See, with the traditional meanings and then reversed. It's a tarot that I haven't used that much, but when I decided maybe I should trade it, I just thought, can't. You know, there's some, okay, let's go, you know, let's go. But this one I couldn't. I think it's a one-off. They're way too big, but it's a one-off. And I'll have to keep it. Quite a bit of nudity on this one too. I don't know if it's a black and white thing, the nudity, or there's no colors. Let's take our clothes off. I don't know. But there's a lot in these cards too. It's pretty graphic, as in, the shapes are pretty simple. It's not elaborate. But I like, there's something about this simplicity that makes you feel calm, like this Page of Cups. I feel really calm when I look at it. Now, it's mainly women, as you can see, where my first one was absolutely diverse, also in not only gender, but ethnicity, where this one is more thin young women. But it's got its absolute charm. I just find it delightful and different. And I do like having different decks. There's no point, as I always say, to have 100 right away in your collection, unless that's what you love. I mean, of course, what am I saying? I'm judging here. But, having diversity in your collection pushes you to go a little bit further with your readings. So there, that's the backs. Just a gorgeous, even when you do the spreads, on a black cloth, it's just perfect. Then, always by order in which I bought them, the Spirit Speak, both Spirit Speak and Spirit Speak Reversed, I think it's called. And that's by, forgot. It's hard to keep tracks of all the creators of all the decks. I mean, yes, I have a card here. No, it's not that. That's in the wrong place. So I'll find it somewhere. Yes, Mary Elizabeth Evans, of course. So there are two decks that I mixed. I mixed them up. So that's the two different backs. And that's the fronts. Here it is. Now the white is a little bit more matte than the black one. The black one is more shiny for some reason. I do like them both. I use them together because then I do white for guidance from Spirit and the black for how to put it into practice in everyday life. Or, you can do before, after. You can do, take the black as the situation and the white as the reversed, or, reverse card, whichever. It's got infinite possibilities to work with it. And that's what I like. So I especially bought it because there were two versions. It's not a deck I would have bought on its own, but because they were black and white, that really intrigued me, and I can see that I use it in all different ways, and it makes you get really creative with it. So, but shining. So, and they do have a different feels if you get the black one or the white one in a read. See, the black one are a lot heavier, I find, in your reading. So, there you go. So, Spirit Speak and Spirit Speak Reversed, I think. Then I got the Dark Days Tarot because it's based on the moon, the phases of the moon. It's a square deck, which I like too. I don't have any square decks, and I like the, yeah, I can't see. So that's by, it's not on a box either. Even artists don't put their names. Yeah, Ren McMurdo, and guidebook written by Emily Mundy. So, the guidebook. So that's the format of the guidebook. So you get the picture too in black and white. Obviously, it wouldn't be in color, would it? Oh my brain. I'm distracted because there's noise in the street. Yes, so you can use these cards, reading them in directional way. So if they're facing left, right, and it's all based on phases of the moon. And you do have the, I think it's the last page of the booklet. Yeah, it shows you here. So that's really interesting if you want to read with directions, with the moon. There is a weird card, which is the Lovers, that everybody's picked up on. The Lovers is just a weird card, but apart from this, it's okay. I mean, they're not traditional whatsoever, but none of them are, none of these decks are, but I love this card. Just love it. I find them very interesting. They do remind me of my first deck too. See? So that's the Dark Days. Lovely box too. It's a lovely product. The box is a bit high for, you know, the deck, but even with the booklet, and that's the way it is. Then I got the Heart and Hands Tarot, another absolutely oversized tarot. And that's by, printed in China, geez. That's by, I don't know why I have so much difficulty finding who made the decks. No. Liz Blackbird. It's there on the back. So that's the little, well, it's a A3 sheet with the Celtic cross here, and the meanings of the card. And it says that the meanings of the cards is based on the archetypes below are quoted from Mary Greer, 21 Ways to Read a Tarot Card. So she did state that it wasn't hers. She did write some keywords and then added archetype from Mary Greer. So that's quite interesting if you don't have Mary Greer's book. So it's a huge tarot. I have big hands and it's huge. I don't have a loose scarabeo around to show you, but anyway, if you followed, you know, the tarot community, you know that it's too heavy. I just pick a few. It's huge and heavy. Just the drawings are absolutely out of this world. You can, you know, it's a deck where a couple of cards are enough. You don't need more than a couple of cards. I do like how wands are always transformed into something else too. So wonderful deck, that's the backs. You need big hands. I've seen it trimmed. I won't trim it because I do like the white borders like this. But it looks good trimmed too. It's just, her drawing is just exquisite. Once again, I think I've got most of them for the drawings, really. They can be funny too. So, right, so that was the Heart and Hands. And I think it's the last one, but that's enough. That's already a big black and white collection. It's the Nomad Tarot. It comes in this little pouch. And there's a guidebook. Now, I'm not impressed at all by this guidebook. So if you're thinking, shall I get the guidebook with it? Honestly, I didn't learn anything from it. There's the reversed. So that's for the major arcanas. But, you know, she doesn't say, Jennifer Drantel, sorry, Jennifer Drantel, she doesn't say why she chose some pictures for certain cards. There's nothing personal in it. It's more, what is the tarot, what the card means, which, you know, if you have I always say for creators, if you have a regular book already, you don't need 20 versions. I must have about, I don't know, 30 books saying, you know, what the Hierophant means. And so, yeah, and it's often the same. Rarely do I find any, because you can't really push the meanings in a small booklet, can you? So that's the backs, my preferred backs in all the, I like tie-dye in general anyway. And that's the deck. So they've got this white border, which I thought was not necessary, but once again, I'm not going to trim it. And it's a very delicate deck to see. Some have used the whole space on some cards, and others is just a couple. There's something odd about it. It's about the aces. You have the aces is the full suit. I don't know if we'll see an ace here. I'll try and find one for you. You know, you would normally think, oh, just one. So it's very peepish. I do like the use of crystals. I like when they add crystals in them. So let me find an ace. Show the High Priestess, because I know some people really like seeing the High Priestess in decks. But you know, there's reviews. I'm not doing reviews. I'm just sharing some time with you and showing some cards, and hope you're enjoying it too. Wow, it's hard to find an ace. Of course, there, the Ace of Air. See, that can be confusing because it's all the type of, all different feathers you can get that are in the ace. So it's all the possibilities instead of the spark of the possibility. So that's a little bit different. If you're not sure what your suit is, you'll find it in the ace and in the court cards. So that'd be the court cards, right? It's by element. There's Temperance. So yes, just another great deck. I was going to say I'm not a fan normally of black and white decks because it's not something I go out and purchase and oh yes, I love black and white decks because I need colors normally. But they all have their own voice and their own use, so so they're all keepers anyway. And I hope you enjoyed this little black and white moment, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.